Shay. Please don't.
I am a whore. Remember?
Hi everybody! Hi Nadia! So we're continuing our series of videos breaking down speeches, and you are here because you're a specialist at breaking down the ways of persuasion in political speeches.
Correct.
Right? And today we want to talk about Tyrion's epic season 4 speech when he's on trial for killing King Joffrey.
Father, I wish to confess.
He talks to his father directly. He says, "Father, I wish to confess." He's not talking to the judges directly. But at the same time, he's also talking to the audience that is there. So this is what is technically called complex audiences or double address. He's talking to many audiences at the same time. Apparently, he needs to convince them all. So
And he looks away from his father.
exactly.
You wish to confess?
I saved you. I saved this city.
First of all, actually, he starts by showing off. He turns to the audience and says that he saved the city and he saved them all. So
and they have a conflict because his dad got all the credit for saving the city.
And all your worthless lives. I should have let Stannis kill you all.
Tyrion!
I wish I had enough poison for the whole pack of you. I would gladly give my life to watch you all swallow it.
Samarin! Samarin! Escort the prisoner back to his cell.
It does seem kind of weird that he's trying to convince the people in the audience that he's not guilty by insulting them and telling them, "I wish you were dead. I wish you were dead. I'm sorry that I saved you." That's not a very strong argument. And maybe he's so certain that he didn't do it that he allows himself to insult everybody. This is how certain I don't mind to alienate you because I'm super innocent.
Watching your vicious bastard die gave me more relief than 1,000 lying whores.
And he's not afraid to insult the memory of the king that he's on trial for killing.
Have you nothing to say in your defense?
Nothing but this. I did not do it. I did not kill Joffrey, but I wish that I had.
if we actually believe that this is his persuasion enterprise trying to convince the audience that he's innocent, then you would think that maybe it's a bit weird that he's insulting them. On the other hand, he's also saying that he wishes that he had killed the king, which if we stay on a purely logical level, if he wishes he had done it, it means he hasn't. It's Aristotle, the first famous one who wrote about rhetoric. So his book is considered the very foundation of rhetorics, and it's used till today. And we can use the same tools that he talks about in this work to analyze speeches today.
And Tyrion's speech.
Of course, we're dealing with a forensic speech, forensic rhetoric, and because he's on trial, so he has to convince his audience about something. Usually it's about his innocence.
In order to not die.
Exactly. And this is what happened in ancient Greece as well. People would not necessarily have lawyers to defend them, and therefore they had to learn alone how to make a convincing case move in front of the judges.
So, but it sounds like you're saying that he's not really trying to convince that he's innocent?
Look, what I think about this speech is that this is a heartbreaking conversation between a father and a son. And what Tyrion is actually trying to do is to have an intimate conversation with his father about his own suffering as his son.
Yes, Father, I'm guilty. Guilty. Is that what you want to hear?
Now, if we look at the speech from the beginning, through this lenses, you will see that first of all, it's really, really sad. And second of all, everything he does is meant to bring his father to feel sorry for him.
You admit you poisoned the king?
No. Of that I'm innocent. I'm guilty of a far more monstrous crime. I'm guilty of being a dwarf.
It's technically called an appeal to pity, to the pity of the audience, in this case the father. Father, I'm guilty of being a dwarf.
Even though, it's because his father has always hated him because he's a dwarf.
You are not on trial for being a dwarf.
Oh, yes I am. I've been on trial for that my entire life.
He's a great dad, he's a great dad.
being a dwarf in this case is both his damnation and his salvation. On the one hand, he confesses that he's a dwarf.
That's deep.
And you could understand that his only defense in the speech itself is the fact that he's a dwarf.
It's basically he's trying to tell his dad, you've always hated me because I'm a dwarf, even though I saved the city and all that shit. His dad should be on trial for the way he treated him. Okay. Maybe he's trying to turn the tables on him, saying, I'm on trial, you're on trial for mistreating me just because I'm a dwarf.
I wish I was the monster you think I am.
If he were such a monster...
First of all, he would kill the king if he were a monster.
That's on the one hand. And on the other, it would hurt less. Because at least all of the pain and sorrow that he has had throughout his life because by being a dwarf yes. and not by being a monster would be justified. If he were a monster, at least it would be justified. But like this, it's just because he's a dwarf.
It's very sad.
It's very sad.
It's very sad.
Yeah, it is. He's really not trying to get into a conflict with him. On the contrary, he's trying to make him sorry for him as a son.
Okay. That didn't work out so well, I think.
You're no son of mine. I am your son. I have always been your son.
He's not really trying to convince about his innocence. Well, now at the end of the speech, we have the proof. He knows he will not get justice in court.
I will not give my life for Joffrey's murder, and I know I'll get no justice here, so I will let the gods decide my fate. I demand a trial by combat.
So he knew it from the beginning that he would not convince them of his innocence.
Right.
But he did use the situation to try to convince his father about his own suffering as a son and as a dwarf.
And it didn't work.
Have you nothing to say in your defense?
Nothing but this.
Actually, I see what you mean. Like the dynamic there is very like a father and son. His father said, "You're out of order. Behave. You have to behave." And I love the way that when the whole speech starts, he doesn't look at his father when he says,
"Father, I wish to confess."
Then afterwards, he looks away from his dad while talking to his dad. Basically, that's what we've established. But he ends the speech by looking straight at him and feeling that he outmaneuvered him because, of course, Tywin had a plan. But he says, "No, we have to do the trial by combat." And now he's not afraid to look at his dad, telling him, "Fuck you." That's like a big "fuck you" moment.
Dear Dad, I've been wanting to say this for a while now. You know, it's really quite funny. I used to look up to you. You were my fucking idol. But the truth always comes out. I don't even know what to call you anymore. Dad, Father. Oh, but wait, this one's my favorite. Lying ass motherfucker. Don't you ever come near me, or even near my family. Cause I promise I will kill you. Cause you're dead as a dad to me. And don't ever try to call me. 20 years was enough to see. Cause I promise, and I mean it. You don't ever wanna fuck with me. Yeah, let's fucking picture it. Shit's about to blast the fan.
So at the end of the day, he did not convince his father, he did not convince the audience, he did not convince the judges, but he certainly convinced us, the viewers, to feel even more sorry for him.
So I guess he got the upper hand at the end. Boom, you're dead. Okay, so thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, you should definitely click like. And if you want to support our channel, we'll be grateful. You can go to patreon.com.
Are you trying to persuade them again?
I am.
Haven't you learned anything from Tyrion's way of trying to persuade?
Okay, so you should know that we've been doing this channel for a long time, working very hard. I've been tall my entire life. And if you will just support us, I guess our life will be less miserable on patreon.com/GOTacademy. The link will be in the description.
Not bad.
Not bad?
Well, we'll see you next time.
Okay. So, yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody.